For 5 years, I've been living with questions only you can answer. Tonight, I'm leaving this house with the truth.
You broke into my house for answers.
No, I came for the truth.
Careful, Mrs. Wanku. The truth has buried stronger people than you.
Life had never been perfect for Zina and Emeka. Their apartment was small, the kitchen barely fit 2 people, and the balcony overlooked neighboring buildings instead of a beautiful skyline. Still, every evening felt like home. Every morning, Emeka insisted on making breakfast, even though something always ended up slightly burnt. Zina would laugh, steal the best-looking piece from his plate, and tease him that one day she'd finally teach him how to cook. After work, they would sit on the tiny balcony with 2 cups of tea, watching the city lights while talking about the future. One evening, Emeka pointed toward the skyline. "One day, I'll build us a house overlooking this whole city." Zina laughed. "As long as my kitchen is bigger than this one." He stretched out his little finger. "Deal?" She wrapped hers around it. "Deal." It became their little promise. Every birthday, instead of buying greeting cards, Emeka wrote heartfelt letters inside the front page of his engineering diary. When Zina asked why, he smiled. "Cards get lost." He tapped the diary. "This stays with me. That means my words stay with you." She smiled, never knowing those simple words would one day become the most important thing he ever left behind. Emeka was one of the most respected structural engineers at Okoro Infrastructure Group. He had a reputation for refusing shortcuts. "If my signature is on a building, families should be able to sleep peacefully inside it." He admired that about him. She often joked that his honesty would either make him famous or get him into trouble. Neither of them knew how right she was. One Monday morning, Emeka walked into a board meeting for Project Sunrise, the company's biggest commercial development. As the final structural drawings appeared on the screen, his expression changed. He stood up immediately. "These aren't the drawings I approved." The room fell silent. He walked closer to the projector. "The foundation reinforcement has been reduced." He turned another page. "The load calculations have also been changed." Damian Okoro calmly rose from his seat. "Engineer Emeka, you're overreacting." Emeka shook his head. "I'm protecting lives." Damian folded his arms. "Sign the approval." "I won't." His answer came without hesitation. "I'd rather lose my career than sign something that could bury innocent people." Without another word, he picked up his file and walked out. Behind him, Damian quietly adjusted the cuff of his expensive suit and watched him leave, as though he had already decided what would happen next. That evening, Emeka came home earlier than usual. He hugged Zina for a long time, long enough for her to notice. "What happened?" He smiled, but worry filled his eyes. "Can I ask you something?" She nodded. "If anything ever happens," he said softly, "promise me you'll never believe anything without finding the truth first." She frowned. "You're scaring me." He gently squeezed her hand. "Promise me." She smiled reassuringly. "I promise." Then she laughed. "And no matter what happens, I'll always find my way back to you." For the first time that day, Emeka finally smiled. A real smile. The following morning, he kissed her goodbye before leaving for work. At the door, Zina reminded him that her birthday was only a week away. He laughed. "I've already written your message." "In another diary?" "The best one yet."
All right, I'm heading out.
She laughed as he disappeared down the hallway. It was the last time she ever saw her husband.
Around noon, Emeka received a call from Damian. "I need you back at Project Sunrise." Emeka replied, "I've already submitted my report." "I know." A brief silence followed. "Just meet me there." The call ended. Emeka never returned home. At first, Zina wasn't worried. Site inspections sometimes ran late. She called him. No answer. An hour later, his phone was switched off. By midnight, she was sitting alone on the tiny balcony staring at the apartment gate. Every sound made her stand. Every passing car made her look out. Morning came. Emeka never did. The police searched everywhere. Hospitals, mortuaries, police checkpoints, nothing. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Eventually, the investigation grew cold. People stopped asking questions. Some whispered that Emeka had abandoned his wife. Others claimed he had started a new life somewhere else. Every rumor hurt Zina, but she refused to believe any of them because she remembered her promise. I'll always find my way back to you. 5 years later, very little had changed inside the apartment. His favorite mug still sat beside hers. His work boots remained beneath the shoe rack. His side of the wardrobe was untouched. Every birthday, Zina sat alone on the balcony and reread birthday messages Emeka had written over the years. Hope was the only thing she refused to bury. One Saturday morning, her older sister Chineye arrived, carrying empty storage boxes. She looked around the apartment before turning to Zina. "You've kept everything exactly the way he left it." Zina smiled faintly. "It feels wrong to move anything." Chineye gently held her hand. "Keeping his things doesn't mean you're keeping him." Silence. After a long pause, Zina nodded. "Maybe it's time." Together, they began packing Emeka's belongings. Every shirt carried a memory. Every notebook reminded her of another dream they had once shared. Then, Zina reached the top shelf of the wardrobe. Hidden behind an old laptop bag was a worn leather folder containing several engineering diaries. She smiled. "You and these diaries." She picked up one of them. As always, she intended to read another birthday message, but before opening it, something caught her eye. The leather cover had peeled slightly. Underneath, in Emeka's handwriting, were 2 tiny words. "Zina, smile." She laughed softly. "Only you." Curious, she opened it. Instead of a birthday message, she found a handwritten note. "My love, if these pages are in your hands instead of mine, something has gone terribly wrong. Please don't stop reading until the very last page. Trust what I've written, not what anyone tells you. Always yours, Emeka." Her smile disappeared. Slowly, she turned the pages. Most of the diary contained ordinary engineering calculations. Concrete strength, steel reinforcement, foundation measurements, nothing unusual. Until, halfway through, written boldly in red ink were 4 words. "The pillars will fail." She frowned. A few pages later, the same warning appeared again. Finally, she reached the last page. Only 3 lines were written there. Project Sunrise. CEO, Damian Okoro. Check Foundation Report, File 27B. Nothing else. No explanation, no names, just those words. Zina stared at the page, then whispered, "What were you trying to tell me?" For the first time in 5 years, she stopped mourning. She started investigating. Being a financial compliance officer, Zina knew one thing. People could hide lies. Paperwork usually couldn't. During her lunch break, she searched every public record connected to Project Sunrise. The project had been completed. It had won awards. Newspapers described it as a landmark development. No investigation, no complaints, nothing. The diary and the official records told 2 different stories. The following day, Zina visited Okoro Infrastructure Group. She approached the reception desk. "I'd like to request the archived engineering documents for Project Sunrise." The receptionist typed for a few seconds, then stopped. "I'm sorry, ma'am. Those files are restricted."
Okay, thanks.
Zina thanked her and walked towards the exit. As the elevator doors closed, Zina saw the receptionist quickly pick up the office phone. Lowering her voice, she said, "She's asking about Project Sunrise." The doors shut. Zina's heartbeat quickened. Someone was watching. Over the next few days, strange things began happening. A black SUV appeared outside her apartment more than once. Anonymous phone calls came in. The caller never spoke. One evening, she returned home and immediately sensed something was wrong. Nothing had been stolen, nothing had been broken, but Emeka's diary was no longer where she had hidden it. She searched the apartment, then froze. The diary had been placed neatly on the dining table. Whoever entered her home hadn't come to steal it. They wanted her to know
Someone is
they
watching
knew
me.
she had found it.
If you're enjoying this story, please support this channel by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode.